First, hello to our community of Embajador. So we are here in the embassy or the residence of the Ambassador of UK in Chile, in Santiago, Chile, and we're together with Ambassador Jamie Bowden.
How do you do?
Welcome.
Very nice to see you.
And we're also with Rebecca Quick, which is the investment management for the UK in Chile. Thank you for being here with us in the interview. We had an encounter just now, early, about a inspiration tour. That's how a visit to Europe that a group of Chilean business owners and family office did to Chile, did to Europe lately, and one of the main countries they visited was UK,
yeah.
Right? And how do you see, or what are the positive takeaways of this initiative between Chile and the UK?
Well, I think, first you say the UK is a country of international investment into the UK, and British investment overseas is an absolutely central part of our economy. We're one of the biggest overseas investors in the world, and we're one of the biggest recipients of foreign investment in the world. So it's really hardwired into our economy, into our thinking. So I hope that the inspiration mission will have picked up when they're in the UK just how central to us investment is. And one of the reasons I think we have been for so many years so successful in attracting foreign investment is that there is a regulatory framework, a legal framework, an administrative framework that is one of the most favourable in the world for inward investors. I think we're considered probably the big European economies to be the easiest place to do business, and even on global standards we're one of the easiest places to do business. So I think that's one thing I think that the mission will have picked up on. I also, as an ambassador, I think that investment in both directions is so important because it gives each of us a real interest in the other country and in the success of the other country's economy, and that's a very strong strand to have in a bilateral relationship linking two countries together. And I think the third point I make is that there is a very well established tradition and practice of venture capital in the United Kingdom. Historically, going back over many years. And I think associated in part and parcel of that, you have an extraordinary, I see the UK as a hotspot of technical innovation, and there are a number of particular places in the UK that are really world leaders in various aspects of technical innovation. And of course that where you get great technical innovation, you tend to get a lot of interest from venture capital. So that's a kind of virtuous circle that's created. So I think you put all those things together. I'm delighted the mission went to the UK, but I hope that they would have left thinking that, yes, this confirms the UK really is.
And they may come back. They may go again.
Well, we're quite clear. I'm speaking to people who are here today. Yes, many are going back, and there are already a number of Chilean companies that have very successful investments in the United Kingdom. Genesis are partners in arranging this tour, have a major investment in the United Kingdom. I met yesterday with a very successful Chilean firm, Cafeteria, who also have an office in London. And there are others there, and I hope will be more following.
For sure. Well, the UK has shown that they are open to receive foreign entrepreneurs. So let's speak about not only Chileans but Latino entrepreneurs. What are the specific actions, and how does the UK encourage Latino entrepreneurs, for example, to go and open business there?
So we are a relatively new department and set up in the region, and we're 100% regionally operative. For example, I have colleagues in Argentina, in Colombia, in Sao Paulo, Rio, Mexico, and our initiative is to support Latin American companies to set up in the UK, whether that be a company such as Cafeteria in FinTech, whether it's a company that operates in food and drink, for instance, any company of any size who is looking for assistance in their process of going global we will start at we can be at the very start with them to help them decide such things like local location. Maybe they want to be in a rural location where they can set up a manufacturing unit, for instance. We can provide that kind of information and knowledge. As part of what we offer, so DIT, the Department for International Trade, operates and the British government is thinking in the long term. So as part of that, we have resources in country, such as myself, such as my colleague Jorge, in order to support Chilean companies in that process. And that can be anything from helping them to understand the visa that they will need, helping them to open a bank account that they may need for their...
Does this help, is for any company that wants to open a business there? And do you have any specific programs for entrepreneurs, for startups?
We do, yes. We have one specific program for entrepreneurs, which is called the Global Entrepreneur Program.
Okay.
As part of this program, we have a team of around 17 to 20 deal makers that are established all around the world and in the UK as well. These deal makers are serial entrepreneurs themselves and they understand how to be an entrepreneur. So it takes an entrepreneur to speak to an entrepreneur.
Right.
So they will be there to support them through that process, and as part of that they will open up their network. What these deal makers are looking for specifically are technology entrepreneurs. So that could be anything.
Base tech startups.
It could be any type of tech. It could be med tech, it could be agriculture tech, it could be software as a service. And as part of that program, the deal makers open up their network. So that will mean that they can assist them in finding their network in the UK specific to their industry. So that might be understanding their funding needs. Do they need to go to round B, for instance? Right. What stage they're at in their life as an entrepreneur. It might be understanding where their clients are based. It might be understanding where their providers are. So that network will open up once the entrepreneur has successfully applied onto that. That's not to say that we don't help any company of any size. There are two very specific programs, so the Global Entrepreneur Program.
So let's speak about that Chile Day in London that will occur now in September. So what are your expectations? What are your expectations about this, the Chile Day in London? And then the second question is specifically about VC, venture capital and investment in companies.
Sure. It's clear to me Chile Day is for us, I think, the most important annual event in our calendar, and a number of us from the embassy will go to Chile Day. It's an extraordinary, possibly unique institution that you have this very, very high-powered delegation from another country, from Chile, going to London for 2 days, headed by a senior minister. This year, the Minister of Hacienda will be leading the Chilean delegation, and will be meeting a number of senior British figures and ministers when he's there. The particular, some of the particular foci this year of the various events, one will be venture capital, one will be green finance, which is an area that has been the UK has been focused on that for a number of years, and I think has a world-leading expertise on that, and also on fintech.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you very well.
Rebecca, and this was very useful information, and we will encourage other entrepreneurs to actually go and see the UK as a possible option to make and generate good business.
They will be very welcome. We'd love to see them.
Thank you, and also bye to our community of